Emeralds are forever, at least until the final page turns. Hi everyone, I'm Jacob, I'm the Cowhat Librarian, and I'm here today to talk to you about the finale of the fabulous 5 Worlds series by Mark Siegel, 5 Worlds, The Emerald Gate. This was a satisfying conclusion to an all too short journey. Not in terms of years, because I've been waiting impatiently for the continuation of this story ever since the first volume got into my hands a few years back. But in only 5 volumes, this epic story is wrapped up, something that in a manga series would have taken perhaps 25 volumes. It's great. And because it is just 5 volumes, and because it is complete, it's a great story to put people onto, because they can just continue from front to end in a short matter of time and without having to worry about long hiatuses or the author never finishing. I highly recommend it. So, for anyone who hasn't read the series, Una, the main character, is a sand dancer. She and the other people who train in sand dancing can dance to control living sand in anaforms that can do various things, except Una's not very good at it. Well, in the course of things, her sand dancer castle is attacked. She has to head off. She meets up with Anzu, a boy who's sort of related to plant people, and a cyborg sports star named Jax Amboy. And they head off to find the living fire and light the beacons of the 5 worlds to try to prevent an enormous disaster from happening. It's wonderful. At this point in the story, they've made it and lit 4 of the beacons, and they're heading to a world where the 5th beacon should exist. Una has gained in confidence, gained in power. She's no longer the clumsy girl that started this series. She's a confident sand dancer who knows about her true identity and her family history to some extent, and she's ready to take on this challenge. Jax Amboy has faced his own challenges, and he's more human than ever. And Anzu is facing the terrible news that he has to hide from his friend, that the Mimic, the great enemy trying to destroy and conquer the 5 worlds, has infected him. So it's a question of where they go from here. They're trying to reach the 5th beacon because Una is confident that lighting this beacon will save the 5 worlds forever. But Anzu isn't so sure. On one hand, he wants the beacon lit. He knows what it will do for these worlds. At the same time, Anzu is dragged in a very different direction because he's also confident that's what the Mimic wants, so it can conquer the world beyond the Emerald Gate. It's compelling. It's dramatic. It is an incredible conclusion to the series. Mark Siegel and everyone else who worked on this series upped their game for the finale. The art style is as wonderful and bold and vivid as it ever was. The characters' emotions are clear at just a quick glance. There's some powerful moments in the storytelling. There are moments of quiet contemplation where the storytelling's subtlety and the artwork subtlety work in concert to create some really somber moments. And the ending was unexpected. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed stories like Kiki's Delivery Service or Ava Evergreen's Semi-Magical Witch, see my video on it. And especially if you liked graphic novels like Tide Song by Wendy Zhu, definitely continue on to the 5 worlds. And also watch my video about Tide Song. It's pretty good. The other read-alike that I've heard mentioned with this, although I personally don't feel quite as strongly about recommending people back and forth between them, is Amulet by Kazu Kibuishi. It's another tremendous work, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It's not the first one I think of when I think of other graphic novels to recommend to readers of the Five Worlds. Now, with all that said, there are spoilers ahead because I have to talk about the deal breaker. The deal breaker for the Emerald Gate is simply this: the ending. I liked it. It surprised me. But part of it felt a little Matrixy. When Una deals with the mimic at the end and she sort of absorbs it and dwindles it because they need that bit of shadow in the light, it felt to me a little bit like the end of the Matrix Revolutions when Neo sort of lets himself be absorbed into Agent Smith to destroy him. It felt a little bit like that. Una's sacrifice at the end to save the universe was unexpected. I really did not see that coming. I thought the story was going to wrap up with a typical happily ever after, and it didn't, and that really surprised me. It was a little bit sad because I really liked Una, and I thought she deserved to make it out of things okay, but in the very, very, very ending, there's a new baby born to the beings on the other side of the Emerald Gate that Anzu is actually one of, and it bears a striking resemblance to our heroine. So it wasn't all bad. In fact, it was a great ending. It was very suitable. It was a thorough way to complete things. It's not at all what I expected, and it went in a very different direction than I thought it would at the end. Still, I'm nitpicking because that's all I've got here. The Five Worlds series is absolutely incredible. Please go borrow it from your local library. You won't be disappointed. With that, if you take my advice and use your local library and you value the services your local library provides, please take 5 minutes and let the powers that be, your city council or mayor or regional district council, let them know how much you value your public library. We're at a time when a lot of public libraries are struggling to find sustainable funding and support, and even a few good words from the people who use our services would make a world of difference. With that, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me. Please, by all means, like and subscribe and watch some of the videos I recommended. And by all means, check back next time and see what I have to talk about from the Cowhat Library. Thank you. Bye now.